Welcome everyone. Hope you all are doing fine. Now, let us start. The first novel we have, I Alone Level Up, is a story about Sung Jin Woo, an E-rank hunter who hunts monsters within the gate that connects the real world with the monster world. Despite being weak and having no skills, Jin Woo discovers a hidden catacomb with the hardest difficulty within the D-rank catacombs. On to the next novel we have. The novel, Library of Heaven's Path, follows the story of Zhang Zan, who becomes an accomplished teacher with the help of a library in his mind that automatically compiles books on the weaknesses of anything he has seen. The story involves Zhang Zan guiding and grooming some of the greatest experts in the world, including an emperor and a demon lord. The novel has a rating of 76. On to the next novel we have. The Desolate Era is a story about a man named Ji Ning who suffered from illnesses and knew he would die young. However, he is reborn into a world of immortals, monsters, and powerful beings. In this new world, Ji Ning vows to never be weak again and aims to make the Desolate Era his own. The reviewer gives it a rating of 86. On to the next novel we have. The book titled Swallowed Star is set in a ruined city in the year 2056. The main character, a teenager, is described wearing combat gear and equipment, sitting alone on the edge of a roof. Despite a refreshing breeze, the city is silent and eerie. The reviewer gives the book a rating of 80. On to the next novel we have. A player of the game, Lost World, becomes number 1 and realizes that it was just practice for building a fantasy civilization in real life. Rating: 92. On to the next novel we have. The article, Wizard, starting with the Knight's breathing method, is about a fantasy novel that follows a fallen noble who can start their new life using the breathing method used by knights. The story takes place in a different dimension and is full of mystery. The article is rated 80 and invites readers to follow the wizard's journey. On to the next novel we have. Children of the Holy Emperor is a story about Li Seongjin, a powerful hunter who takes over the body of a disgraced prince in the Holy Imperial family. However, he soon discovers strange things about the family members, including an overpowered Holy Emperor, a regressing first princess, and a player first prince. The story follows the family and their troubles. The overall rating is 80. On to the next novel we have. The story, Gimai Seikatsu, is about step-siblings, Asamura Yuta and Ai Sake, who learn to live under the same roof and develop a comfortable relationship. They promise to maintain a distance, but their relationship evolves as they get to know each other better. The story hints at a possible romance between the two. The reviewer gives it a rating of 78. On to the next novel we have. The novel titled Last Egg, reincarnated as a dragon in a game, has a rating of 80. The main character is a dragon who learns that most of his kind have been hunted by players with powerful systems and immortality, and he is the last one remaining. The story follows the protagonist's journey in the game world he used to play in as a human player. The release schedule for the novel is 1 chapter per day. On to the next novel we have. The story is called Theatrical Regression Life and has a rating of 76. It is about a villain who remembers his past life as an immortal and is reincarnated into a world where he must survive. The plot involves the villain and other survivors defeating monsters to return to reality. On to the next novel we have. The article is about a woman named Yao Binliang who was an actress in her previous life and enters the entertainment industry in a story. The system tells her that she can get a bonus of 100 billion if she becomes an 18th line star that no one cares about. Yao is surprised but intrigued by the offer. The article is titled, You Don't Understand the Pain of Being Popular, and rated 84. On to the next novel we have. The story is about a person who becomes the villain in a romance fantasy story and is now being pursued by the female lead. The overall rating for the story is 78. On to the next novel we have. Godclads is a novel about Avo who is resurrected from death to stop 8 great guilds from usurping reality. He must learn from his deaths and graft newer and greater eldritch gods onto his being to reach apotheosis. The story features violence, monster mech, magitech, cyberpunk, implants, atrocities, oppression, non-human protagonist, reality warping powers, and combined arms warfare. The chapters are around 2.5 to 3K words and updated daily. It contains detailed descriptions of violence, cannibalism, and cursing, but no smut, romance, or overt sentimentality. The novel is part of the Royal Road Write-a-thon Challenge. On to the next novel, we have. The title of the work is Clearing the Game at the End of the World, and the reviewer gives it a rating of 86. The story is about a survivor named Professor Park who has been living alone in a wasteland for 7 years. He is running out of supplies and is being pursued by a dangerous gang. In a desperate move, he decides to enter a video game. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about Lee Jun, a high school student who dies during the entrance ceremony and is brought back to life with a strange message that welcomes him to a school filled with mysteries and secrets. He must uncover these secrets, fight against urban legends, and gather companions to stop the resurrection of a demon king before graduation. The rating for this story is 86. On to the next novel, we have. Title: The Tyrant Empress is Obsessed with Me. My rating, 90. Description: the protagonist is trying to quit their job under the Empress's rule, but she refuses to let them go and becomes obsessive. On to the next novel, we have. The novel titled Regressor, Possessor, Reincarnator is about a character named Alan who discovers that his brother's body was stolen by a possessor named Julius Reinhardt. The story is told from the perspective of a reader named Kim Woojin and has received a rating of 84. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about a modern Japanese man who reincarnates as Wellner von Sievert in a game world. He becomes the hero's friend but is just a supporting character with only one skill. He uses his knowledge from his past life and game story to survive the Demon King army and unknowingly changes the world's history, saving people and events that didn't appear in the game. The story is not about the hero but about the struggles of a young noble. The reviewer gave an 80 rating. On to the next novel, we have. The book is titled Whispers of a Dead Empire, and the reviewer gave it a rating of 76. The plot revolves around a character named Calixa who becomes a domain god and must adapt to her new life. The book is released twice weekly on Mondays and Thursdays. On to the next novel, we have. The title of the story is I Became a Flashing Genius at the Magic Academy, and the rating is 80. The main character, Baek Yu Sol, is initially seen as the worst character in the fantasy world because she cannot use magic. However, due to the wrong ending, she is given the skill of Blink and must reach the true ending to save the world. She survives in the Stella Academy and becomes the Flash Wizard. On to the next novel, we have. The title of the story is North x Northwest, and the author gives it a rating of 80. The story is about a pirate named Lil Schweiz who receives news that the infamous Admiral Retiro is coming to the south. Lil is warned not to cross his path, but she doesn't know that she's been set up. The story is described as a marine romance fantasy between a pirate captain and the admiral. On to the next novel, we have. The article titled Barbarian Quest is about a warrior named Yurik who leaves his tribe and the Sky Mountain Range to venture into the civilized world. The author assigns a rating of 84 for the article. On to the next novel, we have. The story is about a maniac who is reincarnated and finds out his father is King Sejong the Great. The story follows the relationship and exploits of the king and his son, along with the ministers and general population of Joseon. It has a rating of 86. On to the next novel, we have. The title is The Girl Who Ate a Death God, and the author gave it a rating of 80. The description is about a character who eats death and is hungry, so she plans to take the heads of some guys to appease her appetite and deliver them to her superiors in exchange for good food. That's the end of this video. I will see you soon in the next video. Happy reading.